Task delegation begins with us as project managers, account managers, whoever we are that are actually creating the tasks, people who are meeting with the clients and taking those notes during the meetings and turning those into actionable items for the team are the ones responsible for driving the team's efficiency. We're going to show briefly how this is done, how we turn notes into actionable items and delegate those over to the team. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, let's try to get into this. So, team task management starts from the top. We have to delegate tasks appropriately to our team so that they know exactly what we expect. There's a few steps that we take at a high level. We take notes, we create after action reports, we turn those after action reports into tasks for the individual teammates. I often share these tasks with my team lead, and they usually get screen recorded as I'm getting on a screen share with them and share that with them. Instead of a screen share, if you don't want that back and forth, you could just do a video recording like I'm doing now. But what's imperative in the video recording is that we update every single item that we want done as a checklist so that the checklist exists as a task list for the individual granular pieces that we need done from our team as deliverables, and we use the screen record or video to discuss what we mean by each of those tasks and subtasks. Then there's no communication issues. I often do this as a screen share so that if I'm not being clear enough, the person, my team lead I'm speaking with, can ask me, hey, can you clarify that sub point? Okay, let's begin. It starts with creating tasks from your meeting notes. Creating tasks from the meeting note means every meeting that you attend should have notes. Notes should be taken. Try to be as detailed as possible while taking notes. While making those notes, I like to highlight when something is an action item, either with the word to do in front of it or by actually highlighting my notes. As soon as the meeting's over, you should make after action reports. These items should be well written and highlighted so they can be found in the after action report that you're creating. After action reports are comprised of adding all of the tasks into ClickUp, updating any client requests that are milestones for the projects in their task list comments as well, because that way we can go back and say, hey, this is when you asked us to turn off the ads or to add this extra step when they're trying to find out later down the road what happened to a client. It's easiest to be able to go back through the client list description and into the comments to see those tasks. So all milestones should be updated as comments. Individual task items individually itemize the individual tasks that are meaningful for each project that came up during the meeting. Okay. This means providing a checklist to the team of every item that needs to be completed based on your after action report. And I apologize. I did a lot of this at like 1 a.m. Using my phone as voice to text. So some of this is a little off, but what I'm saying is not. As soon as you have your after action report, you create them into tasks. So we turn them into tasks that we can delegate to our team leads or to our individual teammates. Once you have created those tasks, or if you would like to create the tasks while you're going over your after action report, get on a call with your team lead. Screen sharing is best. We can use Zoom so that they can record it and have the meeting. And you can get on them with Skype so that they can record it on their own and you don't have to send them the meeting link. However, you want to do that, it's up to you. Review the entire meeting notes to give your team lead context, but try to summarize. Make this go a little quicker, right? Not everything is completely important to the team lead, but they should have the bigger picture of what's going on and why. Then we turn our after action items into tasks. We do that by creating the individual tasks, and then within each task, we create checklists. The checklist keeps everyone accountable as far as what they're going to be doing for that task, as well as the more important, gives the auditor a clue as to what they should be auditing for. What were the actual after action requests versus having to watch a 25-minute meeting or an hour meeting times every single person who is either doing the job or watching or auditing that the job's complete, or a team lead needs to watch it, then the person doing the job needs to watch it, then the person auditing it needs to watch it. There's a lot of lost translation in each of those steps. If the person who was in the meeting and took the notes creates the list based on what they were imagining needs to be done, because they're the one with the strategy in mind, That will become very clear after our action notes. So whoever's the strategist in this meeting really needs to create this checklist and the screen share explaining what the checklist items are and what they mean and how to accomplish them. We review this during the screen share video. At the end of that, all the tasks are updated and added and commented as we're completing tasks. So when I begin a task, I update the task comments, say, hey, I'm starting the task, and so forth. Change its statuses accordingly and add comments and links as whenever we update anything. Add milestones to main list description and add the assets to folders. If there are any assets provided during the meeting, we add those to the client folders, as well as providing those assets to the team on the individual tasks that are needed and in the main list description. Any brand guidelines get added to the list comments and descriptions so that our team knows there's a new comment. This means we got new brand guidelines as well as a description. So a new brand guideline might be, hey, when you're posting this, use this new phone number instead. Right? That would be something we'd want to add to the main list description as well as the individual actual list comments so that everyone sees that timestamp of when the person asked to do that task or that change. And if it's an individual task, we'd also add it to the task. How to use ClickUp to catalog client information. So this is a high level of where we put the information on the different levels of our task system. So lists are for clients that they house, right? So in a client list, there's the client name, which should probably be their business name and potentially client name with it. The description of that list should have the main client info, the client folders for our share drive, any website links, social media links, deliverable links that we've been completing along the way, any important updates and information, and then any client-based SOPs. And these can be either written directly on the description or linked as Google Documents within their shared drive. In the comments of the list itself, we should have all milestones, all links to deliverables as we've created them. So it's a little redundant here, but you can see that this just lets the team know this is where you could find it, and the team can see the moment there was a comment, it goes in as a notification. So everyone gets notified that the new deliverable has been added, or the new milestone has been added, or the new brand guidelines have been added. Any requests to main changes or deliverables, i.e., changing a phone number, new contact info, to change the way that we want to do things. We're going to add new brand guidelines. We're going to change our colors. We're going to do any of those changes. They should all be added as milestones to both the comments and the descriptions on the list. Then we have tasks themselves. Tasks have names, descriptions, and comments, and we use them in much the same way. So if we have a task, we want to name it according to exactly what we're doing for that client. We want to provide a description with any information that we need, including all of the checklists that we're adding based on what needs to be done granularly for this task. If you're going to have a video that explains that checklist, that should be there as well. Not just the video, but the video and the checklist. Again, so that the person doing the task, the team leader, and the auditor can go behind that person with ease and confirm that that task has been done. As well as ourselves, when we need to go back and see if that task was done, I don't want to have to watch a video again that might be 20 to 30 minutes long or longer. I'd rather go back to the checklist that I've already asked them to do. And then comments. So comments, in descriptions, obviously, when we have a milestone, when we completed a project, we want to add that to the top of that list description as well. So if it's let's do a Figma map for this person and the Figma map's been completed, that should be added to the list, the task description. It's a deliverable, so it should be added to the list comment and the list description as well. And then comments need to be done whenever we're starting a task, whenever we're finishing a task, whenever we are done with a milestone or a deliverable, we should be putting that deliverable in the comments as well. And then, changing task status as need be, whether it's in progress, ready for approval, needing proofread, sent for client approval, or completed. How team task management works. We provide the client requests and deliverables. Okay. So clearly document and notes in meeting, turn notes into action items from the meeting, turn action items into tasks, review the live screen share where we go over the tasks with the team lead while we're assigning them to the team. So this is just a recap of everything that we just said. We provide client updates to help answer questions, right? So any follow up we've had with the client also gets added to its appropriate location. We answer any team questions about that client. So if a team asks a question, we give a direct answer with the links. We provide individual assets to what we need. We turn emails into action items and into tasks. So when a person emails us asking for something, we turn that into a task in the same way that we just outlined turning something into a task from a meeting. We provide approval requests for deliverables to the client. We provide deliverables to the client and do not make duplicate tasks. This is so paramount and so important. If there's the same item, we just update the task rather than making another. If we want to know, hey, where's the process of this task? We comment on that task to make the request. By adding duplicate tasks, the team stops knowing where to update and what task to work on. We need one task per action item. The team lead's responsibility is to understand all the tasks in ClickUp. If they don't understand something, their job is to ask that account manager role, who is the person that's doing the interaction with the client. Ideally, the account managers works with the strategist so they can understand what that strategy is after every meeting to make those after action notes. Deliver a clear understanding of the task to each teammate. If necessary, do the same process that we do with them, which is screen sharing with the individual while we delegate those tasks. This could be done individually or in a group meeting. They follow up with clients on our behalf. They will send approval requests based on our outlines, and they can send client deliverables. If our approval requests and requests from the client is very robust, this may fall into the hands of the account manager. They turn client emails into tasks only when possible. If the person's confused trying to turn a client request into a task, they need to ask the account manager for clarification. And then it's up to the account manager to help turn that into a task in the same way we outlined from a meeting notes. That means getting on a screen share, showing them what needs to be done, and making individual check marks of what needs to be done to complete that task. They follow up with the team. They report client statuses to the account manager, including client requests that have come in because now they're fulfilling some of these requests. So we need to be kept in the loop as account managers. They they answer questions about client tasks if they ask us questions about client tasks. So if they're not sure or the team's not sure on an item, they will ask us, and that's their job to ask us. So we need to do our best to answer them clearly with individual links and very clear answers. Not go here and find the thing, but here is the thing that we're talking about. They also mark things in progress and make sure that the team is changing the status of tasks. So they need to also provide us in progress reports. So we need to know what the client requests, any questions that came in from the clients, and in progress reports as well. They also give us all deliverables to clients and need to be able to, at any point in time, tell us which deliverables have been completed. We should also be able to identify which deliverables have been completed because they should be in the comments and they should be in the tasks. They confirm team efficiency. Not only do the team lead convey tasks to the team, but they should be following up with the team and confirming that the teammates are being efficient with their time. If there's a lack of efficiency, it's usually due to bad management. It's usually due to the fact that we've created a task and we did not give them the assets or the tools they need to complete the task. It's usually them floundering, trying to figure out what the next step is to complete this task or what we meant. In that case, they should be asking the team lead what needs to be done, and the team lead should be following up with the account manager. If we do our jobs well and delegating tasks, turning notes into action items and action items into tasks and tasks into the individual sub steps and checklists that need to be completed to fulfill that task, and we provide assets and tools that they need and individual links, we can minimize confusion and ensure that tasks can be done once and be done right. Thank you.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm working on a series of courses right now. There's not much to it yet, but there will be something soon. It's going to be at courses.klbsolutionsllc.com, and I will be adding the link below once it's actually completed. This is just like a snippet of what it's going to be. I'm actually going to create a lot more streamlined flow and make it a little bit more in one cohesive package where you don't have to hunt and peck through all of the various videos that I've been making. I'm also going to try to cite examples and provide actual templates and things that we can utilize whenever we're delegating our tasks. I use ClickUp when I'm delegating my tasks for my team. It's just something that I found works for me, but you can use any task system. If you follow these steps, it really doesn't matter your task system because we're giving our teams actionable items that are hyper clarified. Like, subscribe, follow me, and ask me in the comments below any specific challenges you have, or if you want me to do any other videos like this. I've been doing team management now for years, and I love what I do. I'm pretty good at it. There's always room for improvement. So any of your comments might help me modify the way I do things. If you have a certain way you like to do things, put that in the comment below and let's start a discussion.